All right, good morning. It's Rob Travels with Dottie, and it is, what is it, the 20 something? Come on, watch. It's the 28th. It's 28th of August, and as I said yesterday, we're running out of August really quick. It is 7 a.m. It is a balmy 44 degrees outside, and I can't even see the lake. It's so foggy. And it is 74 inside the trailer. And there is Dottie back there sleeping. And we'll get into the comments. Starting with, it's one of those user letters and so not pronounceable. I have quartzite fever. That is 5 myths about quartzite, why they're totally wrong. And I think I said I have quartzite fever. I think I said that in that video. I said it in more than one video. And then we have Barb, my friend Barb that I've camped with many times. I enjoy your voice and you're a kind. I have wonderful conversation. I have wonderful conversational topics and love to share. No, I talk too much. You don't talk too much, Barb, but Barb's talkative, that's for sure. That is for certain. And M. Campbell says, finally. And that is to my news story that a lot of people like. FTC bans fake reviews. Yeah, starting in October, it's going to be illegal to purchase reviews, use AI to generate reviews. And it's just a whole plethora of regulations. Most people ask, well, how are they going to enforce it? I don't know. Don't know how they're going to enforce it. I'm not with the FTC, but I'm sure they have some idea. And hopefully it'll cut down on the number of fake reviews. I think one thing I know is there are companies that are independent companies that people that like sell on Amazon contract with, and they send free products out to people to do reviews. And I suspect that if you sign up with that company to do reviews, if you do negative reviews, suddenly you may not have any work. Although they probably don't say explicitly you must do a positive review. I bet they reward people that do positive reviews. You think? So that may be hard to enforce. We'll see. It's not a silent movie, ha ha. That's on my comment video yesterday. And if you weren't an early bird, you will not get that joke. I released it and almost right away found out it was totally silent. No sound. So I had to delete it and re-upload it. But certain people got the notification and got to it. And it's like, it's silent. Okay. Susan sells 9385. In the video description, this is in comments, it says how this video is made. This video was altered or synthetic content. What in your video is fake? Just curious. Comment video. It's not really me. It's a computer generated AI version of me. I'm not in New Mexico. I'm in the beach in Tahiti, and this is an automated, and that's not really a dog. That's an artificial AI generated dog. Dottie isn't real. So that's what that means. Okay, move on. Just kidding. Every time you upload a video, it asks you yes or no. Did you have altered or AI content? And I always say no. And that time I hit the wrong button. So I corrected that. Thank you, Susan. Let's see. Here's a comment with some responses to it. Judy said, my comment to Cheryl on one of her posts was that I loved her mother's hair. It was pink and she's quite elderly. How fun. It was taken down because it didn't meet community standards. I tried to ask, but wasn't answered. You just never know how someone is thinking, but I do appreciate nasty troll comments being blocked and deleted. And I was like, I have no clue. Wow, that seems weird. And Judy says, me either. It was pretty crazy. I really didn't say anything negative. I guess the auditor didn't like the pink hair. That's very strange. But I've heard their algorithms. So I can say this. I don't know whether you were talking Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but I get comments that are flagged by YouTube that I go in and decide whether to approve or not. And many times I have no idea why they're flagged. They're perfectly normal comments to me. So sometimes you just don't know. Judy said, "Oh my God, when you picked up the treats, Dottie's head popped up. How cute. Can't wait to see you and her." Well, we'll see each other next month in Pahrump. On 5 Miss, it's all about the experience. Clarky, Quartzsite is awesome. Clarky, is that a reference to vacation? Probably. Let's see. Another on 5 Myths. Last year was my first year, and I'm so excited to get back. I know how that feels. I'm excited to get back too. Yes, very excited. Michael's Human 3319. On the FTC story, sounds great. I hope it works. How will they know the review is a fake? And I said, Michael, there are whole organizations that create and sell reviews. This is now illegal as of October. I think that'll be illegal. I don't know how they're going to prove it. So I kind of take that back a little bit. On comments and coffee, it's Stacy. This has been so fun. I truly enjoy everyone's comments. Oh, I do have my coffee. And you know what you just didn't see? And you would never know because I'm wearing a black shirt. I just poured that coffee down the front of my shirt. But you can't see it, can you? It's Stacy. It's been fun. I truly enjoy everyone's comments. Makes my commute so fun and uplifting. Thank you so much. Hi to George and Dottie. Stacy says hi, guys. Did you get that, Dottie? She says hi. And George is drinking water. George usually ignores me anyway. Oh, I lost my place. It's not a silent movie. Video description. Comment to Cheryl. Picked up the treats. Okay, Charlie Clay. This was on, and this is one of my favorite videos I've done in a long time. I interviewed Deborah Dickinson, author Deborah Dickinson. Deborah's been a YouTuber as long as anyone that I know out there. And she was a friend of mine prior to all this, almost 30 years ago, and reconnected when I got interested in the lifestyle and found out not only was she in the lifestyle, but she was one of the OG, one of the originals. Charlie says, enjoyed the interview very much. The video helps us all understand the difficulties she deals with daily. God bless both of you. Just so what that means, if you don't know Deborah, is when I knew her, I worked for Neiman Marcus as an executive in Dallas, Texas. And I can't remember who she worked for, but she was like this, she's part of my group of friends, and she was like this very hard charging, competent, bigger than life executive in Dallas. And I think she was in marketing or something. Years later, after we went our separate ways, of course, we went living in different cities. And she got a traumatic brain injury, and it totally turned things upside down for her. And there were things that she could no longer do that she used to do. And she reinvented her life as a nomad, and actually was in the very beginning, if you know who Bob Wells is, the kind of the grandpappy of this nomad community. It was before he was famous. She was introduced to him and camped with him, and he showed her how to do the lifestyle, and she was living in a van. So, and then she became an author. She's on her 11th book. She's an amazing author. And I interviewed her and did a video. So that's Charlie's comment. User Stacy again. I've been looking forward to this video. Thanks for sharing. And Deborah, did a comment. Deborah said, I am blown away by your kind words, Rob. Thank you for the interview and for this video. I hope it helps whoever needs to hear the message of COCO, NMW, ODAT. I'll tell you what that means. COCO, KOKO, is keep on keeping on. And ODAT is, NMW is no matter what. So keep on keeping on no matter what. And ODAT is one day at a time. So thank you, Deborah. Thanks for the comment. Anne-Marie Sikorsky says, what a beautiful, extraordinary human being Deborah is. Thank you so much for that powerful interview. I'll tag the interview at the end of this. You hear these comments, you're going to go, maybe I should watch that. Hi, it's Stacy. Deborah is such an inspiration. I have a couple of her books, great reads. She's not only got, you can do Kindle, you can buy paperbacks, and because of my sister, she's on Audible. And I say because of my sister, because my sister's retired as well, and she was a professional singer, and she took on another part-time career as a narrator for audiobooks. She's really good at it, and she makes some good money doing it. But she turned me on to the idea that you can get your book published basically with no fees by auditioning people trying to break into the narration business, and all you do is share revenue. So there's no money. You don't have to pay the narrator. And they professionally produce it. You can sell it on Audible, and all you have to do is agree to share the revenue. Now, if you want a really good one, like my sister, you got to pay cash. But like I had a book I published. I didn't publish it. I wrote it about 30 years ago. Around the time I knew Deborah, I wrote this fiction murder mystery thing. And I published it on Kindle about 10 years ago. And then my sister told me about this thing, and I had it done on Audible. It's on Audible now. It's called Resolution Trust. And the only way to find, you can type Resolution Trust into Audible or Amazon, and you're not going to find it. You got to do Resolution Trust, Rob Wakeley, and you actually have to spell Wakeley right. Wakeley. Everyone forgets the second E. So anyway, that's this is not an ad to buy my book. My book's not that good, so it's okay. Buy Deborah's books. Let's see, Richard Cockrell. I did a little short on the kind of daily thunderstorms that come through, and Richard says, "See ya in the queue." Same guy has another comment on the FTC thing, and he says, should be interesting, but this is massive. How will the FTC be able to do it? Where did you get the info from? I'm all in, but pity the poor YouTubers who really push products and get sponsors. So, hey, they need to get a real job. Not happening in Canada. As far as I know, I will check further into this. Thanks. See, and I said, hey, check the description. I put all my sources there. One was ABC News, and the other one was the FTC itself. I just did. Not sure if the FTC will really go that far down the rabbit hole or enforce much. Time will tell. I did read a bit about social media. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, no one knows. But it's a step in the right direction. Is there anything good about reviews that aren't genuine? No, there's not. So I did 5 myths about Quartzsite, why they're totally wrong, and I talked a bit about inflated prices, and I talked about food and what you can do to mitigate and not have to go all the way up to Parker. And he says, drive to Parker and see for yourself, gas and food cheaper. A little bit of a nasty tone to it. So I always have a decision to make. Is that a trolling comment? No, not really. It's his opinion. There's a little bit of an edge to it, but I'm going to assume he didn't mean it that way. I think what I'm going to assume, it's so advantageous to almost force yourself to believe the highest and best of intentions in people, even when maybe it's a stretch. And this is a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going to assume his name is Dens9057, that his intention was to say, hey, I think you're mistaken. Things are way cheaper. You know, gas and food are way cheaper. Okay. So I never said that food wasn't cheaper in Parker or in Walmart. I never really said that. But I was curious about the gas. I didn't address the gas, and I'm like, I don't remember gas being lower in Parker than. I always thought gas prices in Quartzsite were pretty good. So Gas Buddy is where everybody, not everybody, but thousands, hundreds, maybe 50,000 people participate in that app, and they report gas prices, and that's how a lot of people do their shopping for gas. So I got on that, and I said, well, so I crafted a response I thought was kind, but he didn't respond to it, but I'll read it to you. So I just checked Gas Buddy, and the lowest gas price is $3.15 at Running Man in Parker, and $3.11 Pilot in Quartzsite. I guess you're mistaken about the gas and maybe missed my point on food shopping in Quartzsite. Would you be willing to watch it again? So hopefully we're okay with that. All right, let's move on. Pup Camper 58, aka my buddy Cheryl. Can I tell you something funny about Cheryl? Cheryl and I were camping together. She was right behind me in Quartzsite all winter. And I had bought a new e-bike from Lectric, and it was the light model, and I loved it. And she said, I want one of those. So she ordered one. Different color, but exactly my thing. And they delivered it finally. She was so anxious to deliver it. And I was going to be the good Samaritan, and I was going to help her unpack it from the box. Oh, we went and picked it up in my truck, and then I got my knife and my scissors out to unpack it and set it up for her. So I opened the box, and it's got all these pieces of styrofoam and stuff all over the bike, and you have to cut straps off. And I had scissors, and I'm cutting the straps off, and I cut through one of the wires, and it bricked the bike. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I was rushing, and I bricked her bike. Now, it ended up being a nightmare. The good news was I called them and I said, hey, I did this to my friend's bike, and they said, we'll send you a new, not a new bike, but the thing I broke easily replaced. And they sent it to me for free, and it was going to take a couple of days. And that got resolved, but I can't remember the circumstances. Maybe Cheryl can post what it was, but something else happened, and they sent a replacement part. Something else happened that wasn't my fault, but something else broke, and they sent a replacement part, sent the wrong one. It was ages. She loves her bike now, but it was ages before she really was able to use her bike. So anyway, Bob Cam says, and she knows Deborah very well. And so she's commenting on Deborah's interview. Rob, what a beautiful interview with Deborah. So much heartfelt emotion. I had tears in my eyes. Thank you both for sharing such an amazing story. Thanks, Cheryl. And sorry about your bike. Naj, comments on coffee. Run DMC as a song. You talk too much. That's what you reminded me of. Laugh out loud. No, you don't talk too much. You have an appropriate length of time just right. And Nash says on the same video, yes, I remember Romper Room. I think I did the thing where I held the glass lens up and said hello to people, like they used to do in Romper Room. If you're young, you're like, what is he talking about? I guess that dates me, laugh out loud, but those were the good old days. They sure were. I really believe that woman on Romper Room, when she said the name Robert, I was convinced she was absolutely talking to me, and she was seeing me through the TV. It was amazing. It was brilliant what they did. she would put this magic thing up, like this magic circle up to the TV, and she would like spew every common name known for a kid saying hello, and convinced kids like me she could see me. M. Campbell says, thank you for this interview with Deborah. She's an inspiring woman and a beautiful soul. I'm so glad I now know her story. Lisa Roth, my buddy Lisa, hi Lisa, is commenting. She knows Deborah as well. Outstanding interview, Rob and Deborah. One of the best I've ever seen. That's, there's certain people that say things like, that was the best, that was wonderful, that was top notch. Then there are people that choose those words carefully. So when you get a compliment from these people, you're like, whoa, that means something. That is, she doesn't loosely give out compliments like that. And that's Lisa's one of those people. When she says it, let me tell you, she says something, she means it. And so thank you, Lisa. Deborah is very dear to many of us. I've read every one of her books. Every one. Thanks, Rob. Love to Dottie and George. Fudd6478. Thank you for the wonderful interaction and interview. Deborah is a great author and person who is fortunate to be surrounded by friends and loving folks like yourself and Frugal. That's Frugal RV Gal. She was there. Go, Deborah. And we have Kate Kramer. Thanks for this great interview. We all love Deborah, and solid friendships are one of life's amazing gifts. You are all very fortunate. Destiny Cisco on my daily Eagle Nest thunderstorms, a little short, a smiley face and a heart. Joseph 5348, that's really cool on the same video. Karen R67, yes, good interview. I watched her when she first started YouTube. That's got to be 2012, something like it, over 10 years ago at least, I think. Nathan, Living Our Journey 365. What a great interview with author Deborah Dickinson. I have followed her nomadic journey for almost as long as I've been a nomad. This interview put all the little pieces that I've gathered over the years together and also answered some questions. It's great when you have friends that have truly added value to your life as your friendship grows. Thanks, Rob and Deborah, for sharing a little sliver of your friendship and lives. Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you so much. Nathan has another comment on the interview, the thing, my thoughts about the nomad community. I truly enjoy your vlogs, Rob, especially your talking head commentaries like this one. Even when you don't think so, you always come up with great topics for the average nomad. Not only are your topics entertaining, in my humble opinion, but they also give a little window into who you are as a person. Please continue to share your thoughts. I am one that definitely appreciates you, Dottie, and Mr. George. Mr. George. George is named after my great uncle George, who was pretty. George loved me, but he was a straight man for sure. And so is George. Is definitely a straight man. King for a Day, comments frequently, so I know he's a loyal watcher. He says, "What is the nomad community? Never heard of it." And what a great question. And I apologize to anyone that in particular that video where I did the whole video on my feelings about the nomad community and really did not explain what I was talking about. I don't think you can Google it and get an exact definition, but I have my definition. The nomad community is the community of pretty much people that are mostly or 100% nomadic in where they live, whether they live in a car, a van, a $1 million Class A schoolie, a converted bus, a trailer like me, and we live pretty much on the road, hence nomadic community. And what is the nomadic community? Well, There's a broad brush answer to that. Pretty much anyone in that lifestyle, and the Mecca, the place where these people meet in the biggest number, is probably Quartzsite, Arizona, in the winter. And in my community, there's the people that are nomads that I know pretty well, that I communicate with regularly, even when we're spread apart, because we usually come together at certain times of the year and then go our separate ways and come back. A lot of that I have a lot of nomadic friends that are in Quartzsite, and I only see them in the winter in Quartzsite. And they're friends, like Deborah is part of my nomadic community. I see her in Quartzsite. I see her here in New Mexico. And it's not necessarily exactly planned, but because of our tastes and where we like to go and what we like to do, we end up crossing paths, right? And then they're like, if I go into my Facebook, I probably have a couple hundred friends that are friends just because of the connection to the nomad community. And I'm friends with them in Facebook, but I've never really seen them, right? I have subscribers that are nomads that I think Nathan, Living Our Journey, the previous comment, I think he and his wife have been full-time nomads for a while, and I consider Nathan part of my community, even though I've not met him face to face. Hopefully I will someday. I'm wondering, Nathan, or do you go to Quartzsite? If you do, I'd love to meet you and your wife. So King for a Day, I hope that answers your question somewhat. And I was a bit negligent, wasn't I, in not really explaining that well, assuming that everyone knew exactly what I was talking about. Robin Goff, I love a good thunder and lightning storm as long as no wildfires start from it. I think there's so much more. There's been rain every day. I don't think there's no fires anywhere near here this year. Up in Colorado, yes. Down here, not so much. Renee, such a good interview, such a great interview, Rob, of a remarkable woman. She's such an inspiration to many. And guess what? That's all there is for the day. I kept it. You know what's kind of interesting to me? It's like yesterday, I'm like, oh my gosh, I went 41 minutes. This is like the comment video is longer than, I do 3 videos a day, and if you added them all together, it wouldn't have been 40 minutes. I'm like, this is probably getting out of hand. It's going to be, people are going to drop off. It was probably my second most popular comment video at 41 minutes. I just don't get the dynamics on this at all on YouTube. I'm just gonna keep winging it, and it's pretty obvious when stuff doesn't work, and because people don't watch it, or you get in the comments, boy, there's no sound on that video. So anyway, love to hear from you. I thank you, Charlie Clay. Thank you for suggesting that I emulate Rusty and do these comment videos every day. I look forward to the first thing I do in the morning after I get all ready and get my coffee is I do my comment video, and I really enjoy doing it. Even if I only got 10 views, I'd still do it because I enjoy it so much. Thank you, Charlie, and Charlie and Diane. Take care. See you tomorrow. Or, well, you'll see me because I'll have a news short and I'll have a long video today. I'm not sure what the long video is going to be. I've got a little thing in the can and then a thing I have planned. And I'll shut up now. Bye.